What's up everyone, MeJP2 here, and in today's video we have some battles submitted to the channel by Kelcav, and this is probably the last battle submission I'll be taking for a bit, because I've done 3 in a row, and I know you guys do like my battles, so we'll be getting back to my battles in the next video. However, for now, Kelcav has submitted some battles with a level 50 Deino in the Great League. They're also just running Deino's whole evolution line, which is also very cool. And I think this is an insanely spicy battle submission just because you're going to lose on the spot to any fairy types except for like maybe Azu, just because Azu only has Bubble as a fast move. But basically like Charmers are just going to beat the team, and Steel types are also probably just going to beat the team. Without further ado, let's get to the battles. Alright, so into the first battle, and we see a Wigglytuff on the lead. This game is already over. I just want to show what happens when there's a Charmer, so I'm going to show you right up front. If there's a Charmer, it's just game over on the spot. We can go for a Body Slam. I'm pretty sure even if they shield us, we don't farm them down, but they recognize that Wigglytuff is valuable, and they shield, and we just get fully farmed down. We see a Whiscash lead in the next battle. This is a lot more favorable because we don't lose on the spot. The opponent then pivots Sableye, which is not something you'd expect to see get switched into a Dark type, but we can go for a Dragon Pulse. Dragon Pulse might actually risk taking him out. It might not, but it would still do a lot of damage, so the opponent actually shields it. We're going to call Foul Play bait, and it is the Foul Play, and now we can just let the Sableye go down. Sorry, we're going to let the Deino go down. Now, we can send in Hydreigon. Hydreigon should be able to get a full farm down here, and we're going to leave with quite a lot of energy. Now, the opponent sends in Skarmory, and we're going to be able to go for this Brutal Swing. Now, Brutal Swing will hit for some pretty nice damage. The opponent, probably recognizing it's a triple Dragon Dark team, realizes that their Skarmory is probably pretty valuable considering it gets the Dragon Breath Resist. Now, the opponent does not try to farm down. We might have been able to make it to a move, so thankfully they don't farm down. And now, we can send in Zweilous. Zweilous should be able to get a full Dragon Breath farm down here, but if I was counting correctly, I believe their Switch Clock should come up right after this move. And yeah, they do send in the Whiscash. Now, Mud Bomb doesn't take us out here, so we're going to no shield. They might Scald, fishing for a debuff, but they do that, and they don't even get the debuff, so that is a lot less efficient in terms of energy usage. And now, we can just go for the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse will get them very low. We get almost to the farm down. We don't farm them down, unfortunately, but Mud Bomb gonna get shielded, and we leave with almost a Body Slam, and the opponent concedes the match. We see a Sableye on the lead in the next battle. Now, we might consider baiting this time just because the opponent shielded the Dragon Pulse, and we're going to go for the Body Slam. Now, I do believe that we could flaunt having Crunch here, because we should have enough energy for Crunch there. The opponent does just no shield though, unfortunately. But thankfully for us, Foul Play is going to not take us out. Now we can go for a Body Slam. We lose CMP though, which is unfortunate, but we still have 2 very good checks to Sableye, and the opponent just gets farmed down. Now, they send in Skarmory, and once again, this is really not good. Like, it's not as bad as a Fairy type, but still, having Dragon Breath be resisted is not ideal. Now, we will probably be shielding here, and we do. The opponent goes for a Sky Attack, and now, we can probably make it to 2 Brutal Swings here. So we can go for this one, and this one should probably get them low. They actually shield it, though. Now we just send in Zweilous. Now, the Dragon Breath damage should be able to get them into Dark Pulse range, so they can go for a move here. It's a Sky Attack, and now we're going to be going straight for the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse either KOs or gets them very low, and it does just KO. In the back, it's another Whiscash, and I think that was like an identical team to the last one, but in a different order. Regardless, we still beat it though, which is nice. And we can go for the Dark Pulse. Unfortunately, suboptimal move timing there, but it doesn't really matter as Dark Pulse will hit for a lot of damage, and they can't farm us down. They have to go for a move, but they're not going to be able to get enough energy to throw another move into our Hydreigon. Hydreigon will be able to Dragon Breath them down right after this, and we are able to take that game. We see a Whimsicott lead in the next battle, and this is almost just a loss on the spot. We are going to be able to play it out, and the opponent is going to have to farm it to a Moonblast to actually threaten a shield or anything. So we will go for the Body Slam. The opponent overfarms a lot, probably recognizing that they're going to need energy if we're staying in, because it's probably more Pokemon weak. They do full send the Moonblast, though, which is nice, because that gets rid of extra energy when a Seed Bomb probably would have KO'd anyways. Unfortunately, the overfarm means that we're not going to be able to get a Dragon Breath farm down with Zweilous, and so now I can maybe try, but the opponent makes its own other move. We're going to let this go through, probably a Seed Bomb, but it's actually a Moonblast, and now it's just all up to Hydreigon. Hydreigon is down a shield and has to 1v2. The opponent sends in Water Gun Lanturn, though, so all of a sudden, if this is their best response, this might be possible. They let the Brutal Swing go through, and Now, we're going to probably have to shield here just because that would do a lot of damage and would put us at risk getting farmed down by whatever they have in the back. But they have Feraligatr in the back. Now, this is unfortunate because if we had, like, even shields or even just, like, a shield advantage or anything, we could probably win. But we're down 2 shields and, well, they will be given back. We're too low. Hydrokin will take us out from this range. They go for the Hydro, we get taken out, and we do lose that game. We see a Shadow Poliwrath leading the next battle. That is also not very good. This team is triple weak to fighting, and double weak to fairy, and it's not like steel types. It's just, this is not going to go well. So now, we can send in Hydreigon, but we're going to get hit with an Icy Wind, and now, our Dragon Breaths are not going to be doing as much damage. Now, the opponent sends in Swoobat. I do not know why they sent a Psychic type into a Dragon and Dark type. Regardless, Brutal Swing almost takes him out, and we do get a catch of the Psychic Fangs onto Zweilous. So they can go for the Psychic Fangs. Psychic Fangs is going to deal basically nothing. And then they send in Confusion Girafarig. So they're running Poliwrath double Psychic, which is not something I have seen ever, actually. Fortunately for us, though, we should be able to make it to 2 Body Slams, and hopefully we can avoid a 3rd Psychic Fangs debuff by getting the Body Slam off and winning CMP, but they just let it go so it doesn't come down to that. And now, they will get a full farm down, unfortunately, but thankfully Hydreigon is too healthy, and it looks like we're actually going to beat a Poliwrath lead. They go for the Icy Wind, and we are able to get a full farm down, and we do take that game. Another day, another Whimsicott. This, once again, we probably just lose on the spot. Now, we're going to be able to go for the Body Slam. Body Slam, going to get them into the yellow, and they probably could just go for a Seed Bomb here. They probably should. Seed Bomb actually doesn't take us out, but 2 more Fairy Winds do. We don't get the Body Slam off either, which is really annoying. And now, we're just going to have to send in Zweilous. The opponent then pivots into Lanturn, and we're fine with staying in here. So we can go for the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse hits for some nice damage, and now we send in Hydreigon. Now, Hydreigon going to be taking resisted damage from everything, but Hydreigon's pretty glassy, so unfortunately, it still is like we're still going to take a lot of damage. The opponent then sends in Feraligatr, though, and this is, once again, an exact same team. I don't know why we're seeing so many duplicate teams, but we go for a Brutal Swing. That hits for heavy damage. And now, at this point, we're just going to let Hydreigon go down. They go for the Hydro, it takes us out, and we send in Zweilous, but they send in as Whimsicott, but the Whimsicott's too low now. Even if they double bait, they don't make a Moonblast. We're going to shield, though, just because we don't want to get hit with a Moonblast. It's another Seed Bomb. And we actually beat a Whimsicott team. We see another terrible lead, Alolan Sandslash, as we are fully walled here. We're just going to let this Ice Punch go through, probably one-shots us. Oh, Deino actually hangs on. I was not expecting that. But now, we can go for the Body Slam. Body Slam doesn't even get them into the yellow. And yeah, we're basically kind of losing on the spot here. If the opponent chooses to start shielding, we can shield the Ice Punch, and now we're going to be able to go for this Brutal Swing. This Brutal Swing either means that we don't go down 2 shields, or they just get taken out, and they do just elect to go and shield it. Now, Ice Punch will take us out, and we send in Zweilous, but the opponent... yeah, that's kind of game over, isn't it? Azumarill, we're going to play this out, but there's just no way we win. So, the opponent can make it to 2 Play Roughs or an Ice Beam or whatever. Play Rough's going to one-shot us, so yeah, we do lose that game. Actually, kind of a favorable lead. We lead Deino into Talonflame. The Incinerate still hit for quite a lot of damage, and then the opponent pivots into Poliwrath. And this game, once again, looks like it's almost over already, but they actually no-shield the Dragon Pulse. So it's game on again, as they can go for an Icy Wind. Icy Wind will not take us out. We should be able to still get a full Dragon Breath farm down. Now, they can probably send in Talonflame, looking for farm, and I'm not sure if I agree with this play, because Body Slam doesn't get the same type of attack bonus, and we probably would be able to make it to a Dark Pulse, but the opponent shielded it anyway, so in reality, it doesn't really matter. But I still would have preferred going for the Dark Pulse, just because it is safer. We send in Deino, and we're just trying to get them to throw energy. They go for a Fly here, and now we send in Hydreigon, and it's kind of up to Hydreigon to just close out this game for us. They go for the Fly, and now we're going to get a full farm down, and in the back, it's Serperior. So this game is probably won now, as we can go for a Brutal Swing. Brutal Swing will probably get a shield, and it does. And now we can actually no-shield this, because there's no way they go for the Resisted Frenzy plan. Aerial Ace does way more damage than it has any business doing because of Hydreigon's absurd glassiness, but thankfully for us, we're going to be able to shield the next Aerial Ace, and oh no, they're going for the Flash Cannon. Disrespect. If we have Flash Cannon, might as well use it. Flash Cannon, looks like the opponent force quit the app here, but Flash Cannon takes out the Serperior, and we do take that game. This is actually a really good lead here, as Typhlosion is fully walled here. Now, they do still have Thunder Punch, which will probably do a lot of damage anyways. We can go for a Body Slam and actually get a shield. Now, we can probably just no-shield this, because there's no way they go for the Blast Burn. They do just go Thunder Punch, and then they send in Lickitung. Now, I'm not sure if I would have gone for the Body Slam here, but it is some nice chip damage, and now we just send in Zweilous. Like, another thing about this team is that Lickitung doesn't really have anywhere to run. I mean, they still have Body Slam, but still not going to be the best. So, then go for the Body Slam, and now we're going to be able to go for a Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse will deal some very nice damage, and now they're going to be able to shield the next Body Slam, and now we're back to even shields, but we can just go farm them down, and we might even be able to pull a shield from whatever they send in. They send in the Typhlosion, though, and if this is a Thunder Punch, it doesn't take us out. It is a Thunder Punch, and we actually get the full farm down. Now, it's Cresselia in the back, so thankfully we have shields in play, which means Hydreigon should be able to do fine here. And look at that Dark Pulse damage. That's very respectable. Now, we're going to be able to send in Hydreigon, and Hydreigon, we try for a catch, unfortunately, we don't get it. But Deino, resisting the Psycho Cuts, the Psycho Cuts are probably doing like 1 damage. We make it to a Body Slam, and Body Slam will be forcing their shield. And now, I don't think they can make it to, I don't know if they can hold the Grass Knot and 2 Moonblasts. Looks like we did win CMP though, and thankfully, even though we did shield the bait, we still get the Brutal Swing and take out the Cresselia, and we do take that game. Pretty terrible lead in the next battle as we lead Deino into Vigoroth. Now, we're going to be able to make it to a Body Slam, and that probably would have been CMP, but Deino definitely loses it. The opponent goes for the Body Slam, actually doesn't take us out. Pleasant surprise, because I thought Deino would be glassier, considering Hydreigon is very glassy. We're going to be sending in Hydreigon or Zweilous after this, and the opponent pivots into Sableye. Now, this is actually not bad, as we're going to be resisting Shadow Claw and Foul Play, so the opponent has to go for a return to do any real damage, and as long as we shield it correctly, that is going to be a lot of energy wasted. We shield the bait, which is not ideal, but we should be able to get a full farm down, but nope, I think that was damage registration error, actually. We're going to shield, it is the return, and the Dragon Breath does take him out after, so that was damage registration error. The opponent sends in Giratina Origin, which will not enjoy that Brutal Swing. And then they send in the Vigoroth, but we are going to be able to go for a Brutal Swing, and this will force their shield, so we actually might win this. They don't have any fighting type moves unless they're running Brick Break, which is very unlikely. But they go for the Body Slam, doesn't take us out, and now we farm down the Giratina. So we're just able to overcome that lost lead. We lead Deino into Shadow Gligar in the next battle. Shadow Gligar is kind of interesting as it's just bulky and it has neutral play into this team. They don't shield the Body Slam, and now we can probably tank an Aerial Ace from this range, considering Dinos just live stuff improbably, and we do tank it. Now, we don't make the Body Slam. I think if we got the damage registration error, we would have gotten the Body Slam off, but it only works for the opponents, I guess. Now, they send an Annihilate, and we're just going to be able to go for this Dark Pulse. Now, if they shield this, we probably lose on the spot because we get countered through. So we pivot Hydreigon, but yeah. I don't know if we win this. Like, we can start shielding, but it's probably Night Slash. Night Slash is going to get our shield, and a second one still going to get our shield because it'll do enough damage to get us into counter range, which is not good. Now we're going to be able to go for this Brutal Swing, and we actually farm them down, so depending on what they have in the back, we might win. It's Lickitung though, and we're just way too low here. A Body Slam might not even KO here, but even if it doesn't, the following licks will. The Body Slam does KO us though, and we lose that game. We see another Shadow Gligar in the next battle. Now the opponent just safe switches Annihilate, and we're going for a Body Slam. This is really not a good idea just because the opponent's obviously going to no-shield it. Now we can send in Zweilous, and the Body Slam damage might actually get them into farm down range. I'm not sure. They go for a Night Slash. Night Slash is resisted, and we're going to go for another Body Slam. I guess throwing Body Slams into Ghost types is now the meta, but the opponent does make it to a Night Slash. Now, Night Slash might not KO because it's resisted. It does, though, which is unfortunate. Like, I guess Zweilous does not have the same capacity to live moves like Deino does, but we can just send in Hydreigon, and Hydreigon gets a 1 Dragon Breath advantage without actually taking any counters. Now we can go and the opponent, they they send in Carbink. Carbink, kind of the destroyer of fun here. If we make a flash cannon, though, we one-shot them. We just need them to no-shield it, but they're probably going to shield it. The opponent shields the flash cannon, and this game is immediately over. Deino is just fully walled here, so there's no point in shielding it because we're losing anyways. We do lose that game. Overall, Deino looks like it's pretty fun. This is honestly something I've wanted to build ever since it had a community day like 1 or 2 years ago. Man, 1 or 2 years ago. I'm getting old. Regardless, it is something I've considered building. I do have a level 50 Hydreigon. Like, I think I've used it in one of my Master League videos. I'm not sure, but it is a Pokemon that I have. So, unfortunately, I don't have enough Deino XLs yet. However, I am farming Deino XLs, so I might be able to get there eventually and make one of my own. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.